Oh, and today we have a special guest, Jon, that is going to share with us 5 steps to discover yourself and achieve your dream. So welcome to the show, Jon.
Hello, Harry.
You're very welcome. Nice to see you. And please, can you share with the audience what you do and why you're so passionate to talk about this topic?
I'm very passionate about life, full stop, and the best suggestion I can make is to really try and understand what your passion is and what you are here for, what you really like doing, and then remove the things that are stopping you doing it.
So then, Jon, in your experience as an entrepreneur, as a social investor, what is the big benefit that you find out in your life when you help people, when you actually create something that have a big impact in people's life and in society?
For me, I think the greatest benefit was to reach a heightened state of well-being, to feel good about every day, enjoy everything that you do. And I think that's important because life seems to be too short, and you soon find that out the older you get.
Okay. And now let's go into this. And in your opinion, Jon, what will be the first step of these 5 steps to discover yourself and achieve your dream? So what will be the first step that every human being can go through to actually discover themselves? And can you please expand a little bit more, discover yourself, what this really means?
Yeah, the first step, Harry, is really to create a desire that you need to do this because you're not comfortable with your life. You're not as happy as what you think you should be. So you have to have a strong desire, and it does take work. You have to think a lot, you have to analyze, you have to look at yourself on the basis that you might have become a product of the events that have happened during your life, and you have to have what I call the awakening, which is to find self, enjoy self, love self, and then you start off from a very positive place.
Okay. So then, when it comes here to awakening, Jon,
yes,
this is a very open concept. So, can you share with us what do you mean by awakening?
Awakening is when you decide you're going to go in search of self because you're not getting much out of life, you're not that happy. So what can you do to change this? So the awakening really is to remove everything that's holding you back, everything that's slowing you down, because you want to be agile, you want to travel light. And in your mind there's lots of things distracting you, problems that you have, relationships and so on, and you have to deal with this to set yourself free.
So awakeness, can we say that is a point, like could be like a breakthrough, a point that an awakening is something that could be only in a particular area of your life, or people need a general awakening in order to achieve what they really, the dreams?
I don't think it's a subtle move, Harry. I think it's something that you have to really strip apart. Sometimes there's a shock treatment, like something seriously goes bad in your life, and you think to yourself, well, why me? It's a tragedy, but I wish it hadn't have happened. Well, sometimes you can find benefit in that. So it can be cataclysmic. It can be something that really shakes you up. But when you break through, you burn the bridge. You don't go back to where you were. You move into a new dimension, and that dimension really is more to do with the truth about you, a reflection on who you really are. And life will just get better.
So we would say that when you said that you burn the bridge, it's a transformation process. It's like, I mean, the caterpillar can only transform in a butterfly. So meaning that when you have this awakening breakthrough, there is no way back. There's something happened in the individual that experience a huge transformation. Is that correct?
Yes, it is. It's a transformation because what you're actually doing, in my opinion, is that you're using your positive energy to best effect. Because quite often your energy is taken away from you with too many negative things. Well, if you can mitigate the negativity, that emergence is what I call the awakening, and the establishment of who you really are. And then you'll get the full life. You won't be living a life where you feel you're existing. You'll be living a full life and getting all the rewards for putting the effort in.
But then, Jon, we notice, especially in Lily's author program, right, that, for example, we have one of our authors that she had 5 heart attacks, and then she was sharing with us, Harry, all my life I was depressed, I want to kill myself, and now that I almost died, I wanted to live. So that's a moment of awareness. We have another author that she has a lorry accident, and when the kid told the mommy, don't die, something from inside rise up in her, and she decided, I'm going to live, and I'm going to do X, Y, and Z with my life. And my question to you is, usually in our experience with the authors, with the speakers that we work with, people experience this awareness out of a serious illness, out of something that happened to them. So how about the people that they are stuck, that their life, because you can live all your life and you're just not happy. You're just not happy with your job. You're not happy in the relationship. You're not happy with anything, but you just go by, and eventually you die. And there is no serious incident that happened in your life that make you think about that is another way for you. So how people that doesn't experience strong health issues or breakage in the marriage or something that led them to rethink their whole life on themselves, how these people can wake up?
I think sometimes life drifts and you allow things to happen, and what they do, they diminish the quality of your life, Harry, and that's not good. But it's like a drip feed. It slowly wears you down, and then you realize how uncomfortable a place that you're in. It's not the place that belongs to you. You've allowed that to happen by absorbing things. Some people are generous. They pick up on other people's problems and try and solve them. Mm-hmm. So they forget about themselves. They don't nourish themselves. They're too concerned about other people. And then one day they wake up and they think, well, hang on, I'm looking after everybody else. I'm not looking after myself. So you have to have a strong desire, really, to be able to reject what is diminishing your quality of life and focus. It's not a selfish act. A lot of people think, oh, this is very selfish and it's very self-interest. No, you have a right and you have a responsibility to live your best life. So you must work on it.
I like that a lot.
There is no magic recipe, unfortunately. Otherwise, we could just create a pill and give it to everybody. You have to put the work in.
Yeah. So one thing to take away that Jon shared with us that is really, really important is that you are responsible to live the better version of your life. This is your own responsibility. There is no the fault of the government, of your partner, of your kids, of your environment, or whoever. Is your responsibility. And my second question, Jon, is when it comes to awakeness, right? It could happen only one time in your life that you just have this wake up, or maybe in the periods of life you have serious different awareness in different part of your life that actually, so this is an ongoing process, or is a process that just happened one time that you said, I have enough, I'm not going to be unhappy anymore, I prefer to give up everything and be happy, and since then the whole life share.
I think it's a one-off. And
very interesting, yeah.
And once you get into this arena of self-awareness and the voyage of discovery to find out really what you're all about, then you can look towards achieving your dreams. But it's pointless having a dream that makes you feel disappointed with your life, because the dream is too far-reaching. You have to have the belief system that dream belongs to you, and you must achieve it. So what's getting in my way? A lot of the obstacles in life are self-generated. You think, oh, this person's doing something else is happening, all these blockers. A lot of them is generated by self. So you have to think really intelligently about what's in your way, and then you can quietly remove them. The power of the mind is unbelievable once you get into the voyage of discovery.
So everyone remember, right? There is going to be one moment in your life. It's going to be maybe when you're 20 years old, when you're 15 years old, when you're 40 years old, when you're 50. But it's going to be one moment in your life that this awakening process will happen to you. And it's a transformation process. It's like Jon was sharing with us, burning that bridge, right? It's a step that you take, and there is no way back. And really, you should, to achieve your dream, you go for what you really want, what actually makes you happy. That's correct?
Yes, it can take quite a long time, because once you get this awakening, it's not something that's transformational overnight. What it does is disrupt the way that you've been behaving and the way you've been living your life. It disrupts it. And then you start to generate positive energy. The law of attraction comes into play. Lots of different things happen. And it can take a year, it can take, in my case, it took 18 months. And then finally I break through. And I wouldn't want to go back. I lead a full life. I'm extremely happy every day. I won't allow anything negative to diminish the quality of life for me. And just a positive attitude. Life is here to be enjoyed. You have an amount of energy every day, and you must deploy that in the most positive way that you can. Don't get distracted by too many things that are not adding to your life.
Okay. And then, Jon, thank you very much. That's very profound what we had shared today. And I think that the only thing that we can add on to this first step, or the 5 steps to discover yourself and achieve your dreams, is that don't wait until a major incident happens to your life to have this breakthrough. If you are now in a position that you're not happy where you are, and you feel that you are trapped in a box and you're not really yourself, you feel that you're not really living, you don't need to have 5 heart attacks, you don't need to have an accident, you don't need to almost die to have this process of awakeness. There is a better life for you out there. It's just what is required, Jon, is to do the work. And for you, it took you like 18 months.
It's recognizing that you're suffering, and once you recognize that, you want to yield up to that. You want to face it head on and say, this suffering doesn't belong to me. I want my life to be better than this. And then you're challenged to find the route to happiness, and you will find it. Positive energy, thinking about all the things that are going on in your life, that you can manage it and end up in a better place. And then once you are in that better place, you'll wonder how you existed before. You'll love every day like me. You want to do so many things that set you on fire, and it's just a wonderful life.
Yeah. So, and this is possible for every single one of you. This is possible for every single one of you. And it comes a lot with the mindset. It goes to play also how, because if we're not willing to recognize that we need to improve something, and if we're not willing to work in ourselves, then we're gonna have the life that we already designed for ourselves, right? And the life that we are just fitting in everyone's opinion, and you cannot be yourself.
You can't be yourself really if you're trying to be all things to all people. You actually erode your life, and that's not a good thing to do. I often think about the latent potential of a human being, because if we're productive, we're much happier, because we have skills. We're all born with certain skills, and if you use those skills, you will become happier. So there are a number of ingredients that you need to look at simultaneously, and it will come clearer. And the more clearer it gets, the more obvious it is. And you think, well, why have I missed this? It was right in front of me, and I've missed it. I didn't see it. So, but it's there waiting for you.
And I yeah, and I think, John, that where there is a process of this awareness that I think that Lily in her conference, she always saying that the cemetery is the richest place in the world because it's fulfilled with, if it's full of dreams and hope that people we wanted to do that never did, and those dreams are there unfulfilled is because the process of awakening, our awakeness, our first step, haven't been done on the life of these individuals. And in my opinion, I think that the root of that could be fear. And this is something interesting that happened with the human being, because when we are babies, right, we are fearless. A baby, you cannot tell them you cannot walk.
Yeah.
As a human being, when we are little, we are fearless. So we are literally unstoppable. We are a winner because from millions of experience, we made it. So we are fearless and we are unstoppable. So what happened is that when we are maybe 3-5 years old, maybe our mom said, "Hey, don't hit your brother," and then you make it mean I'm not lovable, right? Yeah. And then you go to school, and in school you are. The teacher asks a question and you are me, and then you answer the question, it's a wrong question, and then people tell you boo, and now you make it mean that you're stupid. So now you're not lovable, you're not stupid, and then when you're 17 you have your first girlfriend, and then you find out that your best friend is going out with your girlfriend, and that's it, you are the most idiot person. So by the time that we are 21 years old, we are not lovable, idiots, not worth it. And all that encapsulate the fear, and in order to go through this process of awareness, in my opinion, we need to break through the fear that ourselves, because your mom hit you, but it doesn't mean they didn't love you. It's what you're making mean of it.
You have to learn to love yourself.
Exactly. Yeah.
It's a strange thing to say, really, because it sounds quite
easy, exactly, yeah.
But once you love yourself, attract positive people into your life. Now, when you attract positive people, they want you to get the fruit of life. They want to help you, and it's a natural thing, and you allow them into your life. So you don't have to do it all on your own. Your friends and the people that really love you and want to be with you, they will assist you to find the direction that you need to go. Yeah.
Okay. And then we're gonna go to the second step of the 5 steps to discover yourself and achieve your dreams. And today we have an amazing guest, Jon Bowles. So Jon, in your opinion, in your view, what would be the second step that us as a human being should do, in your opinion, to really discover yourself and achieve your dreams?
I think the second step really is not to become too busy that you almost forget that you exist. You just respond to events. It's not what I would call a real positive living experience. You're just achieving objectives. You have a list, and you say, I've done this, I've done that, and then you push it into the next day, and a week goes by, and you think, well, what have I achieved? The most important thing to achieve is to think you've accomplished something, and you're a lot happier with yourself. You feel in control of your life. You're not just responding to what other people expect from you. So I think that's the next step.
And this is very, very interesting step. Don't get yourself too busy. And I think that, Jon, regarding this step, I think that when we do something that we love, for example, having you here is something that we love, and so you don't feel that you're busy, you don't feel that you're working, you don't feel so. I think that there are some tasks that we have to do during the day that maybe we have to do it because we need to pay our bills or make an income. But if people prioritize that against what they really love to do, then they're gonna find out in a space that they are, like you say, way too busy, and they cannot experience life, right?
You're right, Harry. You can't just remove the things that you don't want to do. What you can do is you can diminish their importance. You can create more value from your life by thinking of positive things and making sure that you're moving forward. I call it general enrichment of life, where a lot of things you're happy about, and at the end of the day you feel it was a positive, good day. That's really important.
Yeah, I think that also being what, and this is my question to you, John. Do you think that is an utopia, like everybody should work and do what they love, or there is for example, I am one of the luckiest person in the world because I do for a living what I love to do, which is training in leadership and public speaking. So I can make a living for what I really love to do. And I think my cousin, she's an artist, she's a painter, right? And he loved that thing, and he make a living out of this. And I think when part of your way that you're making a living, something that you love, is something that will facilitate this process. But how about it's not like everyone can do what they love, or can they? And make a living out of this.
You mustn't create expectations that are perhaps unrealizable. I mean, it's an obvious fact in life that sometimes you get lucky. You're in the right place, the right time, and a new life emerges.
That's true, yeah.
But I think that I look at the latent resource in people. People are able to achieve many things. There's not just one thing that you will be good at, Harry.
Yeah, exactly.
So if you can't fit in something that you think you're passionate about, change your passion, and just stay positive, and ultimately it will come to you. Sometimes when you chase things, they tend to move away from you. Other times they just come to you. So it's a balancing act, really. Just stay positive and do the best you can.
So staying positive and whatever you're looking for, because sometimes when we are in a negative state, then even the opportunity comes to you and you cannot see it because you are in a negative state. However, if you are in a positive mindset.
If you're in a positive mindset, you might recognize it, but if you're too busy, your mind will be full of distraction, and you must clear distraction, so then that will allow it into your mind as saying, well, this is positive for me.
Very good. Okay, so here we go. Here we are. Step number 1 is go through the process of awakeness and burn the bridge and go for your life that you deserve. But step number 2 is this one: don't get yourself too busy, meaning do what you love, and like John shared with us, start to reduce the areas of your life or the work that you do that you really don't like to do it, or you're not passionate to do it, right?
Yes, and some of the toxic things that are going on in your life which you can't seem to shake yourself out of. Yeah. You have to be strong enough to remove those elements from your life, because then that will allow something else in. So once you get rid of something, there's a void, and something positive will come in.
Something positive will come in. Okay, that's amazing, John. And then we're going to share with you now the third step of the 5 steps to discover yourself and achieve your dreams. So, John, can you reveal to the audience? Thank you so much, Marketing Digitales, for staying with us. It said nice questions and good motivation. That's saying, John, that I'm asking you nice questions, and it's very motivating what we're doing here. So thank you so much, Marketing Digital, for your comment. And so your opinion, John, what would be the third step of discover yourself and achieve your dreams?
Well, in my particular case, it was rather odd because I was working off the back of desire. Now, desire is the mind's illusion that you want this, you want something else. And when you achieve these desires, you don't always get the outcome you were looking for. In my particular case, I decided I would try and switch off desire, to stop wanting things all the time. Now, this wasn't possible, and when I thought more of it, I decided that the best route to happiness for me is to create desire to help others. So everything in my life of abundance, I could share with others. So I didn't want it. I had the power to create more than what I needed, so I could give away the surplus. Now that was my major breakthrough. So that's one way you could approach your life. In my particular case, it was completely the opposite to how I've been living my life. All the time I'm consuming, and it wasn't helping me. I would think I had desire for things, and when I achieve them, it doesn't give me the fruit that I was expecting. But now
can you expand a little bit more on that? What do you mean by consuming, and after you
consuming is really buying things, objects of desire. You become a consumer. So you see nice things, objects, and you want to buy them, and you want to live.
Like for a house or a car.
It could be cars, it could be clothes, it could be anything, and you have desire for them, and then you amass more and more, and then you have to manage it, so it diminishes your life.
Yeah,
and it becomes like an addiction. And it's taking control of your life. All you can think about is, at the end of the month, I'll have this money and I can buy that. And you become a consumer. Now, I don't want to be a consumer of goods. I want to be a consumer of positive experiences, and in complete change of dimension.
Yeah.
So it worked for me.
Yeah. And this is, for example, what Jon is sharing with us. Like, sometimes your dream is to buy a big house, right?
Yeah.
But to have a big house is a big problem, because you do have to maintain that. You need the gardening. I have my friend living in a mansion, and it costs him a fortune to maintain this. Gardeners, cook, chef, people that clean it and maintain it. So sometimes you have to be careful what you wish for, right?
Yeah, it looks like the dream life, but it's not as good as it looks.
Once you have it, you have to maintain it, and at the moment that you start to maintain that, it starts to, like you share with us, Jon, like suck your energy away from it's try to consume you, right?
Search for simplicity, and because that will give you freedom, and then you can respond to all the positive things that come. The alchemy, like you get opportunities and you can respond to them. You can be agile. Now, if you're totally entrapped in maintaining all these things, you don't have that capacity to actually tilt and be responsive. You don't travel light. You miss out on so much in life, and I think it's best to try and stay away from it, because it's not going to do you any good in the long term.
Exactly, and it comes from, I think that what people goes in life, right? And we think that is the easiest way is people want to buy what we call it a status, right? People want to have the big house and have a big car because they believe that they're gonna give them status, right? But how many big houses can you have? And that would be enough until your best friend arrive with also a bigger house that you have, right? So it's like by looking for this status that it translates in significance. I think that human needs, I think it's one of the basic needs of a human being is significance, right? And but there is a different ways to experience significance. You can be significant when you make the difference to other people, and you are significant to these people, or you can be significant because you have a big mansion and a Ferrari outside, and that significance is what you actually make it mean. And maybe the person that is helping other people is more rich in health.
I think it's distorting your reality if you go chasing these things, because it consumes all your energy onto things that don't bear the fruit that you're really looking for. You're looking for happiness. You're looking for contentment. You want to love yourself, enjoy your life, and if you attach yourself to what other people have, you start to measure yourself, and then you just drift into entrapment that suddenly this becomes important, and it's not important.
Exactly, and I think that how much do we really need? Sometimes we're like crazy looking for those things, looking for that significance, and sometimes it's like an energy that have been used and wasted or no use efficiency. Like I said, John, when I shared with you with my property business that I did it for 10 years. We sold over $500,000, but I didn't like it. I was doing it purely for the money, and now we decide the last 3 years to contract this business. We don't have it anymore, in very, very small scale, and we start to travel light, which is like John said, right? We have removed from it was giving us a lot of income, but was also giving us a lot of weight in terms of stress, in terms of energy. And the truth, we didn't like it. We were not passionate about it. Remember, I was doing a conference. I do this conference sometime here in London where I invite property multimillionaires to speak. And I was in the conference, and the speaker, they call it HMO Daddy. He has like maybe 125 HMO. His name is Jim Halliburton, and Jim Halliburton was on the stage saying, "Listen, everyone, if on Sunday at 1 a.m. a tenant call you complaining about the boiler and you don't like it, you shouldn't be in the property business." Yeah. And I think that day I realized that this business was not for me, because I don't want to be disturbed on Sunday 1 a.m. With a problem that I cannot solve, because who can find a plumber Sunday 1 a.m. here in London? It's almost impossible. So I have a mini breakthrough on that, and I started my journey of transformation things there, which have been amazing. I'm more happier than never before. I live when in an amazing flat here in East London, which is not huge, but this is what I need. I don't need more than what I have, and I'm very, very happy. And I do what I love, right? So
I think that one of the challenges, Harry, is to try and challenge what you think you need to what you actually need. Yeah. Because they're usually very different. You think they're one and the same thing, but they are not. So once you crack that code and you've got down to the simplicity of life, then I think you'll find happiness.
I think that what I feel, John, is like I always feel like I waste 10 years of my life in this path, right? I don't regret it. It was part of our journey. But I think if I had started this process of self-discovery, or the breakthrough, or the fear that less start to travel light, like you say. And you should write a book about that. Call it How to Travel Light.
I don't think it was wasted, Harry. You say you wasted.
I feel like that. I don't know why.
Sometimes you have to pay a price, because when you pay that price, you'll value what you
have, exactly.
Yes. But you wouldn't have done unless you'd paid that price.
I agree 100%.
So it comes with the journey.
Yeah.
So don't say it was a waste, really.
Yeah. I really value what I have now.
Yeah.
I'm really happy with what I do. Yeah. I'm really happy where I am. I'm really happy where so that's true 100%. What I have right now is priceless for me. And I think that if I didn't have these 10 years as an entrepreneur journey, what it was, like you said, 24/7 energy. We used to call it extinguishing the fire. Every day was a fire. Problem with this property, problem with the other one, let's fix this, let's fix that, let's render. So every day was a fire. So every day we have to 24/7 for 10 years, just putting all the energy and keep,
It was a voluntary act. It wasn't compulsory, Harry, but you were chasing a dream which didn't really belong to you.
Yeah.
All it's doing is destroying your life rather than adding to your life.
Yeah.
So you got it wrong. You paid the price, but you found where you needed to be.
I was doing it for the money. A friend of mine told me like 12 years ago, if you do property, you're going to make good money. And I said, well, I need money, so let me do it. What we didn't know is the price that we had to pay for that money. That part was, it came a lot of money, but with that lot of money came a price with it as well, right? Yeah. Okay, so there we go. So we have revealed with you already 3 of the 5 steps to discover yourself and achieve your dreams. So Jon, in your opinion, what would be the 4th step of the 5 steps to discover yourself and achieve your dreams?
I think the 4th step is the belief system. You have to believe that it was intended for you. It's really that positive feeling that space or that lifestyle, that environment is actually where you're going to be happiest, and you fully believe it, and you're not going to accept not achieving it. That's what I would say is the next step.
Okay, so we believe in yourself?
Believing in yourself, but believing that space which you have in your mind, which you could call the dream, is one that belongs to you. It's not artificial, it's not illusionary. No, that is what belongs to you, and you want to be in that space.
And you will go for it, right?
You will go for it, you'll create the energy, and you will find ways to actually achieve it. So that dream, a dream sounds like you're going to be on a desert island and you're going to have a nice yacht and so on. That's not really the dream, that's an illusion.
Remember, if you had the yacht, you had to maintain the yacht, and which suck your energy. That's what we're talking today.
The dream is about the quality of life, not to surround yourself with too many things, but the quality of life, how good you feel every day, to wake up and think this is fantastic. So once you've identified that space, that's the direction of travel.
Excellent. So I agree with you 100%. Sometimes I think that we have all this dream that we want to be by the sea and be there and do nothing. But the truth is, I done it, and after 3 weeks you're bored. After 3 weeks to be in the sea and in holidays and everything, after 3 weeks, that's how long it takes us we usually go to Dubai for a month, and after 3 weeks we still just already thinking, okay, we need to come back.
It's a very personalized thing you're doing, Harry, and you might share it with other people, but have no doubt at all, you must not be judgmental about other people's dreams. If somebody says to me, I want to be rich and that's my only dream, I don't say, well, I think you're wasting your time. I just say, well, if that's what you need, that's what you must do. But I know full well that if they do manage to achieve that dream, it won't be what they thought it was going to be. It's easy to look at something and have a perception of that reality, but when the reality really comes, it's not what you thought it's going to be.
Talking about dreams, since I'm a child, I have this dream that I want to have a restaurant. I don't know how to cook or anything like that, but I have this dream since I'm a child that I want to have this restaurant, right? Then when I'm at the beginning of my property company, we were doing so well to the point that a lot of income was coming, and I said, I'm going to go for my dreams. So then I went to Brick Lane and I opened Harry Spanish Tapas. It was the first halal Spanish tapas in Brick Lane. I mean, the people used to go there and say, what are you doing here? This is a curry street. and I was there with my dream. The truth is that after 2 years, I lost 120,000 pounds, and 2 years of my life, Monday to Friday, Monday to Sunday, inside that. And John, I never cried. The day that I closed this restaurant, I cried. And it was very, very strong emotions. Number one, I achieved I went for my dream, yes. But that dream, it was not exactly what I was hoping for. I didn't know that inside my dream, it's gonna take 2 years of my life to pull this off. At the end of the day, even it didn't work, right? So what do you think about that one?
Well, I think the dream might have been to try it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I don't have regrets. I already tried.
Yeah, and accept failure and walk away from it. Rather than think, I must make this work. No, accept it wasn't for you. So the dream is about to try. The dream is not to look at the expectations of something that's illusionary. You'll find out sooner enough when you try it, but you must be strong enough to say that it doesn't work. It wasn't meant for me.
Yeah.
And let it go.
It's actually interesting that I think that in these 2 years, what I learned is how not to do it 100 things or 1,000 things that you shouldn't do it when you open a restaurant, right? So I think that now if somebody comes to me to open a restaurant, I have already a Bible how to do it, because I have 2 years of I think that this was my biggest business school. I think that you learn more about business when a business is failing and you're trying to make it work, that actually when you have a profitable business, because sometimes when you have a profitable business, sometimes luck's come into play. I realized when I started my property business that it was lucky. We have a product that it was no competition. It was a lot of clients looking for it, and but sometimes business is not like that. Sometimes, depending on the type of business, is more competitive. You go to inside more competitive spaces, and I think this is where you learn. So I think that these 2 years on the restaurant was my biggest MBA that you can experience. And like I said, I have no regrets. I did have my dream about to open a restaurant. I run it for 2 years. It didn't work, but I'm content with myself.
Yeah,
I'm not going to say I never open a restaurant again. You know, some people have a bad experience and I never do it again. No, I think that I don't have this approach. I think that it was not the right time, not the right product, not the right. What happened actually was it was way too early. Now, if you go to Brick Lane, 50% of the restaurants are alternative food. I was just the first one. So it was, as soon as I left there, everybody, the whole trend started. And today, 50-60% of the restaurants are there in alternative food. Someone would approach me to say that at some point, we're going to do a documentary about that, how we changed the layout of Brick Lane after so many years of a particular type of food being served that, right? So this is the thing, that when it comes to your dream, in my opinion, you should go for it. Sometimes it's gonna work. Sometimes what you think that you should dream.
I think the big lesson, Harry, is to accept that sometimes there's failure in the mix.
There you go.
And you don't want to allow failure to destroy you. It's just a lesson.
Exactly.
And if you're in search of self, the only way you're going to find self is to try things, and then eventually you'll break through, and then you'll find the perfect place.
Exactly. So even your dreams is your dreams, and what John shared with us is that it could be a component of failure inside that dream, but it's how you're gonna approach failure. Are you gonna approach it as something very negative, or you're gonna approach it that is just a big lesson? And sometimes it meant to be. I think that if I haven't had this experience with that restaurant, I didn't have the knowledge and the and the skills to do what I do today. So I think everything is part of a journey.
I'm glad you did it, Harry, because you could spend all your life thinking,
Exactly.
I wanted to do it,
Yeah.
and I never got round to it. You did it. It wasn't a question of failure. It just wasn't meant for you. So you have to move on. And you did.
That was the difficult part, to move on. You have it's like a baby. I remember a lot of people came to me, you should close this restaurant, you're losing a lot of money. And that's the other thing. A lot of people are teaching out there how to deal with failure, right? But nobody teach you how to deal with success. And sometimes what happened also was, in my mind, the property business was doing very good, and I'm feeling uncomfortable with all this money coming. I'm not doing anything. I should diversify. I was uncomfortable with that situation, the business producing this amount of income, and I'm sitting at home doing nothing. And then I say, okay, you know what? Now it's time for me to fulfill my dream. And then I think that I won't say that I jeopardized myself, because I really wanted to do it, and I was very happy to do it. It was just lack of experience. If I tell you something, it was ridiculous. Last 2 weeks, I was in the restaurant. I got a brilliant idea to do a guitar on the roof, right?
Yeah.
And I went there. Now it's a Chinese restaurant, and I went to a restaurant, and I talked to the woman. I said, "You see this shape in the roof?" And the woman, the restaurant owner, told me, "Yeah, we love it." I said, "Okay, this is a shape of a guitar, right? This used to be a Spanish restaurant a long time ago, and was me and my team who did this guitar. And if you paint the borders, you will see it's the shape of the guitar." So I had this brilliant idea to have a guitar on the roof of the restaurant, and it was a very stupid idea, because this guitar cost me a lot of money, and I had the restaurant closed for 3 months doing this guitar. So it's just lack of it. I really saw that the guitar didn't bring me any client, right? And then you open the restaurant, but I thought, that it would be a great idea to have this guitar on the roof, because it's a Spanish instrument, and with the food and everything, that's gonna be amazing. So sometimes you have things in your dream that then when you put it in place, all these mistakes, I think, which is lack of experience, is what made the restaurant fail. But I think that the most important, I really want to have the guitar. It was part of my dream. I really love it. Yeah, I didn't know that it's going to be way too expensive.
Life doesn't contain only one dream, though, Harry. You get a second chance.
Okay, and then Jon, what would be the last step or the fifth step to discover yourself and achieve your dreams?
I think the last step is to understand when you have arrived in the dream, because it's so easy to start off on a journey where you're always thinking into the future, and you're always thinking you're not quite there, and time's going by. You have to come to terms with when it actually happens. Don't get complacent, accept it and enjoy it. Stop setting up new boundaries continually and striving for something, because you'll never actually achieve anything. You'll always be chasing something that's further on. So accept when you have arrived at where you need to be, and enjoy that space, and say, right, I'm now
enjoy the success. Yeah.
Enjoy the success.
Exactly. And this is very, very important. And in this topic, Jon, what would be your because I know people that they have 20 million in the bank account, they're unhappy because they want to make 20 million more, and they are just chasing. Sometimes they come in, no, do you remember your friend? He have a heart attack, right? Because it doesn't matter how much money he have, he's chasing. And so I know also people like you, right? That just happy, and regardless how much is in the bank account, And you were discussing, John, that you get paid in another currency that is way better than money.
It's an emotional currency, Harry, which emanates from all the matrix of all the human conditions that exist in you, that you suddenly find comfort. You suddenly find that this is a good life and this is working for me. And stop looking at other people achieving what you consider to be more, because it's illusionary. I mean, money almost has a personality of its own. When you have very little, the money seems a fortune. When you have the fortune, it doesn't seem very much, so the perception of its value keeps moving, and that's difficult to respond to. So because then you're leading a life based on money and what it would convert to. Money is absolutely useless unless you can convert it into something that's worthwhile. Just keeping it and increasing your personal wealth is not a really good objective in my personal opinion. People do it, and if they find happiness, good luck to them, but it wouldn't work for me.
Yeah. And it comes to, at the end of the day, what do we really want? And there is a misperception that what we really want is to have this big house, is to have these material things. But what we really want is to be happy. What we really want is to be able to help others. I think that I always share in my conference that money will make you happy, but the day that you transform someone's life, that's the day that you're really gonna be happy, in my opinion, because the level of fulfillment.
That's a much deeper feeling.
Yeah,
a much deeper feeling.
Yeah,
I think in reality we all want to be loved, and I don't think you're going to secure love flowing your way if you're distorting your own reality, and you're living a life that doesn't belong to you. You've created a falsification of your persona.
Exactly.
That's not going to attract love. People love people that are genuine, that talk from the heart. They use and they're visible. They accept their foibles. They accept their weaknesses, and they don't try and remove them or disguise them. They're just happy to be who they are.
And love,
and love.
And love you cannot buy. You need to, you earn it. It's something that it doesn't come with the price. It comes from it's a feeling. It's an state, and
that's right.
The more you help people, this is what we have found out in our experiences, that the more you contribute to people's life, the more people respond to you as a friend, as everything, and the level of fulfillment that you have is huge, that it cannot compare with a big house or what you have in the bank account. I think that people, until they don't experience that.
Well, some people say they get paid in smiles, because when they do
that's
something,
very good concept.
Do something and people smile and they light up. That currency transfer to you enriches your life, and some people say, "Oh, that was priceless." That little moment in time
exactly.
when that child looked up and smiled, that was priceless. So don't forget to stop occasionally and smell the flowers. Some of the sweet little things that happen in life. It's not all the big picture stuff, you know. It's not the acquisition of the big car where your face lights up. It's sometimes just doing a small thing for somebody, and you can't put a price on that.
Excellent. So, and then, John, in your opinion, as a social investor, what do you think that people what do you think in general our times that we live in right now, when people have to reinvent themselves after this situation that we have right now? A lot of markets close. We have met a lot of people that in one of our industry that they are struggling to come back up again. That after 2 years with no events, with no people, they feel that now they have lost everything, and they don't know how to start again. And there are people that lost business, there are people that lost a job, there are people that lost. Do you think that this is actually the moment to have this awareness and go for your dreams?
I think market forces, if you like, or life's experiences will happen in any event. So you can't say there's a perfect time. That you really want the awakening to happen if you're not comfortable. So regardless of the circumstance in life, just accept it, yield up to this, accept that they're in a bad place and do something about it. Don't talk to others and complain all day, go walk around miserable, say, no, this is not what I want to be. So do something positive and start today. Don't start tomorrow.
So, and with that note, do something positive. And starting today will be the path for you to discover the 5 steps to discover yourself and achieve your dreams. Jon, it has been a pleasure to have you here for an interview. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Harry. Thank you for having me. I've enjoyed it.
Pleasure. I'm glad you did. And to you that you are at home within Facebook and YouTube, this is one of the most powerful interviews that we have ever done in this channel. There is a lot of hidden lessons. So please watch it again and again and again in this interview. And there are a lot of profound and hidden lessons that we can transform your life and put you in the right path, which is the path of happiness, which is the path that you get paid in a smile, which is the path that you really...
the emotional currency.
Your emotional currency. This is the a term that was introduced to me by Jon, and I'm loving it. I'm loving it all the way, because I was not aware of that currency. Right? And Jon was sharing with me, Harry, when you do good for people, you get paid in another currency. And once you analyze that, it's really, really profound, because like I said, when you help somebody else, the level of fulfillment, the level of how you get paid in this another currency, when you get paid in this another currency, you got happiness, you got health, you have love, you have, it's a way better currency than money, Jon, do you think?
Yes, it's what I would call
10 times better.
Richness, not the financial sort. It's richness of life, and once you've tasted it, you know.
Oh, it's very addictive. I know.
Yeah.
Becomes really addictive. I know from my own experience.
Yeah.
So thank you so much once again, Jon, and to you.